Hello everyone, welcome to the show. This is East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise. I'm here with Chelsea Berry and what was your name again?
Rob Lynch.
Rob, yes, there you go. I'm terrible with names, so.
It's okay.
But as always, I'm Scott Thomas. We're here with these two to talk about their music and what's been going on with them.
Yeah, so I just released my debut EP last August. It's kind of every month runs together now. But
Yes.
so I released my 6-song EP last August. It was produced by Travis Wyrick. And 5 of the songs I wrote, which was one that just sang. And
We're going to hear that at the end of the video. So
okay. And
keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching, and then you'll hear a song that I wrote. And then I also did a cover to the Judds' "Why Not Me."
Oh, cool.
So, so then I released that, and then with COVID, shows have been few and far between.
Everything shuts down.
Yeah, and so we got to go to the Bijou Theater, and Rob played with me there, and we got to do like a series of videos. So that was really neat.
Awesome.
And I've been posting those weekly.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. I'm supposed to be posting them weekly, but then I've had other stuff come in between all that. But so I've been posting those to my YouTube channel, trying to get traffic there. I mean, you know how it is, just getting the exposure and getting out there and getting people to know about who you are and what your music is about. So, I don't, what else has happened?
That sums up the last year, yeah.
I'm really hoping to, I've still been writing with some people from the Knoxville Songwriters Association. So I have some new songs that I hope to get back into the studio possibly this year. And like traveling to Nashville. That's kind of
awesome.
That's kind of the next thing is that there are some places in Nashville that they're just places that I always want to sing, that I've always wanted to sing at, like the Bluebird Cafe, the Listening Room, Whiskey Jam, obviously the Grand Ole Opry, but hopefully someday. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the next stage. Well, really just getting shows too. So
yeah, of course. We all want everyone to get shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And start opening everything up again and bringing crowds in to see you. But let's turn back the clock a little bit. So when did you start music, or your musical journey that you're on now?
Professionally, I started about 2 years ago. I started singing in my church, and I went to Fairview United Methodist Church, and I did my first solo to "What a Beautiful Name" by Hillsong Worship.
How old were you when you did that?
Oh, I was I just turned 30, so I was like 28, I guess, 27, something like that. I don't know, somewhere around there. So, but I've been singing my entire life. Like, I've been singing since I was 4. So, and then, through school, my friends would always just be like, Chelsea, why don't you try out for American Idol? Or why don't you do this or that? Or sing for this Valentine's concert that we had. And I was just always terrified. And so, my music director, Wesley Rouse, was like, you're going to sing this song this Sunday. And I was just like, okay. And so I did, and from there I just kind of was like, I realized God has given me this talent and gift, and why not use it? So, so then I just started meeting people, and I started going into different radio stations. I would just reach out to people. I still do that. And so I met Jack Ryan at Merle FM 96.7. Okay. And from there, then I met Travis Wyrick, got into the studio, started writing my own material. I had a lot of amazing musicians play on my record too.
Cool.
Like Andy Wood, he's a big...
we interviewed him a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Well, and you just think of Open Chord when you think of him too, because he comes here a lot and does a lot of stuff like that. But Julius Blue played on it. Travis Toy, who plays for Rascal Flatts, he played pedal steel.
Cool.
So that was really neat. I never got to meet them. I feel like I know them. Well, I know Andy, but anyways. But so then from there, I released my record, and I guess recently I've really had a lot of. I got an article with City View that just came out, and Chris Blue, another one of the Blue brothers, interviewed me. So that was really neat to get to talk to him. He's a really incredibly talented person. But yeah, so I guess that answers your question. I don't really know. I just kind of ramble.
That's a lot of good information that people would like to know. So
Oh yeah, I mean, so, and I think that the biggest thing now is just, the hardest part about where I'm at now is just being an independent artist and having to just literally do all of it, like social media, booking my shows. I still have to keep, it's hard to keep all of it up,
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, wait, I still really love to sing.
You mentioned a few places in Nashville that you'd like to play, or you have aspirations to play. Are there any other places outside of the Tennessee state that you would like to maneuver yourself into?
Oh, absolutely. Well, obviously I would like to tour. But I really want to try and go to like North Carolina and try and do that too. Like some of those breweries there I would like to sing at. I mean, anywhere that I can get a show right now too. It's just like, for me, it's just exposure, finding my audience, finding people to know about me.
Yes.
And, anywhere that I can do a show right now I take it. It's just, you just have to. But, I guess you think of country music, you think of Nashville, and there's just so many places there that I, hope to sing at. But recently I've really tried reaching out to radio stations. That's been a big thing. And you'd be surprised with just how the world is and social media. You can, I spend a lot of time just trying to find people, music directors, program directors, because those are the ones who play your songs on the air.
Yes.
And luckily I've reached out to some of them, and they have responded back. And there's a radio station in Bakersfield, California called KUZZ, and from what I hear, it's a pretty big radio station. But I have befriended a guy there, and it's crazy. You can talk to people from all over, and I'm like, listen to the song, you kind of feel stupid, but you have to network for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you right now.
That's true.
So every day I just wake up, and as Travis says, he's like, just think of one thing you can do today to help yourself move further in your career. And that's the way I try and look at it. But another one of my songs that I wrote, it's called Chase This Wild Dream, and it's probably one of my favorites that I've written so far, just because it's a reminder to myself of, the ups and downs of the industry, and just some days you have so much doubt. You're like, what am I doing? I'm never going to get there. But that song's just a reminder for me to just keep going, and everybody has dreams and gifts, and it's up to us to use them. So
that's true.
Yeah. So
you're on social media and things like that. You're on Facebook and
Instagram, TikTok. I recently just kind of went into the TikTok thing, whatever you call it. But really, I don't do the dances. I just post me singing, and it's huge. It's crazy the amount of people I've already reached, and so we're kind of, actually, me and Rob are going to try and do some videos and post those, and some covers, maybe some songs that I do at my show, and TikTok. But that one's not that important.
YouTube.
YouTube, yes. YouTube subscribers, yes. I have a website too, which is kind of turned into where everything is, and it's www.chelseaberrymusic.com. So you can find my shows, everything, videos, anything.
And once this is posted, we'll make sure we have all that in the information section. So scroll down a little bit, not until after the video and after she sings, because you got to hear her. She's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're a country music artist. Mm-hmm. That's where you classify yourself. Do you draw your sound from the old style country, or do you want to kind of put yourself out as your own country?
Well, obviously, I hope to be Chelsea Berry. I hope that when people hear my voice, they're kind of like, oh, she doesn't sound like anybody else, because there's already a Carrie Underwood, there's already a Miranda Lambert. You don't want to be those, because they're already there, and so you want to find your own sound. And I think the more that I am writing and singing, you kind of just sort of start to develop that. Obviously, Dolly Parton's a huge hero of mine. But I would tend to describe, whenever I was in the studio, I wanted my songs that I wrote to be country. I mean, I did Why Not Me by the Judds. That's old country or older. And I had a person at my
don't
show.
say old country because that's
Yeah, that's not old. I know. I had a lady at my last show, and it was like a big funny thing, but you know, it was audience engagement. So older for me though, because you know, I was born in the '90s. But anyways,
I was born in the 70s.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
But you know what I mean. I knew I wanted pedal steel and all the things that I feel like have sort of kind of gone away with current country music. I knew I wanted that, but I feel like it's all kind of coming back too, which is really great. I mean, you know, you look at Luke Combs and he's got that country grit, you know, so. But
you want to have your own individuality.
For sure, yeah, that's definitely the goal. And obviously I feel like in a way, you know, I feel like I sing a lot of Carrie Underwood songs just because I feel like in a way I would listen to her. I know every single one of her songs and I would sing it on repeat. So in a way I feel like she kind of taught me how to sing without even her knowing me. And I mean, we have a lot of songs in our set, at least. Yeah, he gets, you know. But we have a lot of other good songs, like a lot of old, 90s country there.
Oh, good save.
Yeah, that's a better term.
Not too bad. Good job.
Yeah, you know, like Strawberry Wine, Linda Ronstadt, you know, Trisha Yearwood, stuff like that.
So you have a good mix of covers and originals. So you can throw anything in there that maybe your crowd would like to hear.
Yeah, and I think that's a really cool thing too, is when I look out at the audience, and a lot of times they're singing back with me, and that just that's a cool place to be, because you're like, okay, they're enjoying it, you know, or they recognize these songs that maybe they haven't heard in a long time, you know.
Audience interaction is very important when you're on stage.
Oh,
you want to have that interaction, the connection with the audience. So.
And when they start talking, it helps me on stage know what to say.
Yeah, there you go.
Because sometimes, you know how it is, just making small talk, it can be kind of...
Just doing this is kind of difficult for me.
Yeah.
But I get to meet all sorts of cool people.
Yeah.
This is the best time of my week, coming here, doing this, talking to people that sometimes I've never met. Other times it's just like friends just talking.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've met you.
Yes, yes. And Rob.
And Rob, yes.
And luckily I've known Rob for several years now. He does it all. He's my guitar teacher, he's my friend, he's my, I go to him for technology issues, because I'm not good at technology stuff. And but anyways, Rob's one of my people that I always go to. So we practice a lot. And
yeah.
But he always wants to do songs that I want to do too. So I mean, I'm sure you'd want to do something not Carrie Underwood, but
a little variety's fine.
Yeah, a little variety's fine.
We haven't dragged him into this yet. So
I know, I'm trying. Come on.
We're going to do this.
Great.
So you have been together as a group for a little while. Yeah. How long?
I mean, we started doing shows last year.
Yeah.
Early last year, and then COVID happened.
We got into our stride around February.
Yeah.
Just before everything closed.
Yep.
And you're the guitarist?
Yes.
You do any background vocals or anything like that?
No. I'm just here for comic relief.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. How long have you been playing guitar?
Gosh, probably 15 or so years.
Okay.
Started playing when I was little.
Acoustically or electric, both?
I think I started with acoustic, but when I was in middle school that wasn't cool, so I got an electric guitar.
Okay.
Got myself a Squire Bullet. Played that until it broke.
Oh, cool.
But I love playing everything. I play a lot of different instruments, and I grew up on piano and organ first. Cool. And then
it's good to be versatile with instruments if you can play, which I can't. So I like to talk to people who can play. It's
helpful for songwriting too. You get stuck in a rut. You just put the guitar down, sit down at the piano, and get some new ideas, which is always helpful.
Nice.
And you went to school for music, so you have the whole background theory too, which is really neat. And I guess that's why I like to pick his brain. Just even when I'm writing a song, I'm kind of like, does this sound weird? What chord would go next? Or because no one sat me down really and was like, this is how you sing, this is how you write a song. It's sort of just like stuff that you learn along the way too.
Yeah.
I mean, with songwriting, there are formulas and stuff that you go by, which is what I'm learning from the people that I'm working with in KSA. But But you know music too, like just what key we're in, things like that I never really.
You've got a good ear. You have the advantage of you're not like trying to make a math problem out of a
Well,
song.
yeah. I mean, I can know. I mean, I guess I know. Like, okay, if you start on something, I'm like, that's not what I said. And so I know that much, but it's really helpful to have him there, and he's good with the sound and all that, and I just let him,
Well, that's awesome.
Good team.
We're a good team, yeah.
Speaking of songs, let's talk a little bit about what you're about to put out to everybody at the end of the video. So talk about that a little bit.
Okay, that song, oh man, okay, so I feel like I wrote that song so long ago, but it's one that I really wanted to hopefully relate to people just in a relationship, whether it was, well, I guess it is kind of a bad relationship. The guy was just not a good person, and he broke my heart, and it was kind of the first song that I remember being like, okay, I want to write something about this because this is what I was going through at the time. And that's kind of too when I was like, writing is a way where you can really get that out, and that's kind of what songwriters do. Yeah. It's therapeutic. It's therapy for them, and so or for myself too. And so I remember coming up with the hook one day. I mean, it's weird because in your day you kind of just do like your normal life, and you'll think of something. I'm like, oh, I need to write that down, And now I'm just more paranoid about it all, or things I hear from other people. It's like now I really feel like I am aware. This is what songwriters do. Like I need a napkin and a pen down here, Yeah. And so yeah, I thought of like goodbye for the last time. Like I don't, I just don't want to talk to you anymore because you just keep coming into my life and you keep making it worse. Yeah. And so that song for me was just one that it's not really sad. It's more of like, I realize who you are, and I'm moving on with my career and my life. And so that's kind of that song, and hopefully it relates to people too, because I feel like everyone's gone through something. I'd say that like to
sum it up, it's kind of a song of liberation.
Yeah, it is. Like I'm moving on. I'm moving on without you, because he's just not worth it anymore. So, yeah. So.
Well, they will look forward to seeing or hearing you on this stage in just a few seconds. These two are awesome. I'm glad you came to talk to us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
We'll have you again eventually to kind of revisit what you're doing in the future.
That will be exciting.
But look forward to their song, listen to it from start to finish, and find them on social media. These two are great. This has been East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise, here with Chelsea Berry, and I always forget your name.
Rob.
Rob. How can I forget that?
I'm not offended, it's fine.
Well, 17 brain surgeries. Memory goes really haywire sometimes. I've seen her name several times on Messenger, so I kind of committed that to memory. Chelsea Berry and Rob. Check them out and find them anywhere you can. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, my name is Chelsea Berry, and this is Rob Lynch on guitar, and I'm about to sing a song called Goodbye for the Last Time, which is one that I wrote. It's about a guy that broke my heart, and he just wasn't good for me, and I knew I had to move on, and so this song, I guess, it's not really sad, so it's upbeat, and I like to sing it, so yeah. Fixed on you. There was something about you. I thought you hung the moon. No, you ain't never growing up. Just leave me alone. I should've known you were bad for me, 'cause you made a mess of us. Now I'm moving on to find who I can be. So light it up and watch it burn, 'cause he ain't worth it anymore. Now take a swig and chase it away, 'cause he only brings you down. So goodbye, goodbye, goodbye for the last time, 'cause we all know he ain't worth your time. Goodbye. real tight, 'cause I'm better than that. No more wasting my tears on you, 'cause all that's left are the lies that you said. You ain't worth it anymore. You never knew what you wanted, and I deserve someone who does. So I'm brushing it off, and I'm leaving it all behind. So light it up and watch it burn, 'cause he ain't worth it anymore. Now take a swig and chase it away, 'cause he only brings you down. So goodbye, goodbye, goodbye for the last time, 'cause we all know he ain't worth your time. Goodbye for the last time. I never thought I'd ever get over you, but looking back I see the truth. Even when my heart feels torn, what I want is not what I need. You kept me